This is not just another New Year's week. It's a threshold week, the kind that quietly edits your life like a final cut before the premiere. From December 29th to January 4th, you'll feel something sharpen inside you. Decisions become cleaner, emotions become simpler, and your patience for noise gets shorter. You're not here to figure it out. You're here to choose. The power of these days is determination that doesn't need permission. You'll notice it in small moments. You stop explaining yourself, stop chasing replies, stop proving you're worthy. The main secret of this week is exactly this. Don't rush to prove anything to anyone. Choose yourself, your benefit, and your silence. Not cold silence, protected silence. The kind that keeps your energy from leaking into people who don't deserve your effort. This week is special because fate speaks louder through coincidences. You'll see repeating numbers, random meetings, messages arriving at the impossible moment, and tiny delays that strangely save you from the wrong place. Pay attention to signs. They won't push you into fear, they'll push you into confident steps and decisions. If something keeps repeating, it's not a coincidence, it's direction. And here's the generous truth about the beginning of 2026. It rewards the people who walk into it with discipline, boundaries, and self-respect. You'll be productive in a way that surprises you, not frantic productivity, but focused productivity. You'll also feel more generous, but you'll become smarter about who receives your generosity. Money energy spikes strongly for Taurus, Leo, Libra, Scorpio, and Aquarius. For these 5 signs, the start of 2026 is the most generous, as if life opens a pocket you didn't know existed. But for everyone else, this week still carries magic. You're not being left out, you're being aligned. The best gift is clarity, and clarity turns into power fast. Aries, this week makes you brave in a quieter way. You're not roaring, you're aiming. The last days of 2025 close a chapter where you had to fight for attention or fairness. Now you'll feel the urge to simplify. Fewer conversations, fewer arguments, fewer "let me explain." That's not you giving up, that's you maturing. Signs of fate show up through timing. Someone reveals their true intentions, a plan falls apart and strangely frees your schedule, or a no turns into an upgrade. Financially, the magic comes from one bold but clean move. Cancel the league subscriptions, pointless expenses, energy-draining obligations, and redirect it into something that builds you. In love, you'll see who respects your boundaries without punishing you for having them. Don't chase. Let actions come to you. The best ritual for Aries this week. Decide your January goal. Write it once, and take one real step before January 4th. Your 2026 begins the moment you stop negotiating with your own potential. Taurus, your name is written in the money margin of this week. The end of 2025 brings you a rare combination: practical focus plus lucky timing. You may receive a gift, a profitable offer, a client returning, or an idea that suddenly looks valuable. The key is not to overtalk it. Silence protects the seed. Your magic this week is in what you choose not to do, not to lend to people who always forget to return, not to buy to impress, not to prove you're stable. You already are. Fate's signs arrive through coincidental conversations about money, property, work, or a new skill. Listen closely. If you keep hearing the same theme, the universe is basically handing you a map. In relationships, you're craving calm and loyalty. Choose the people who feel like peace, not adrenaline. The start of 2026 is generous to you, but only if you respect your own worth. Your best move before January 4th. Set one financial boundary and one personal boundary. Watch how quickly life starts cooperating. Gemini, this week feels like your mind gets upgraded. Things click. You'll suddenly understand why a situation dragged on, why a person acted the way they did, why you couldn't force result. That clarity is the magic because it changes your next step. The last week of the year gives you a clean mental desk. Signs of fate show up through messages and coincidences. A name repeats, a topic returns, an old idea resurfaces with perfect timing. Don't rush to tell everyone your plans. Choose yourself and stay quiet until the plan is solid. This is a week where the wrong person can drain your momentum simply by being invited into your process. Money improves through communication. A pitch, a post, a call, a negotiation. If you've been waiting to ask for better terms, do it. In love, you're either ready to get real, or you'll lose interest. No guilt. Your truth is your truth. Best move. Write your January priorities in 3 lines, not 10. Gemini wins in 2026 by being selective. Cancer, this week gives you emotional authority. Not more emotions, more control over them. You'll notice you're less available for drama, less willing to carry someone else's confusion, and more determined to protect your home, your health, your peace. That's your magic. Inner stability becomes your loudest attraction. Fate signs arrive through family themes, memories, and unexpected reconnections. Someone may apologize, return, or finally tell the truth. But remember the secret of these days. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to argue for your feelings to be valid. Choose yourself. Choose silence. Let time show you who is safe. Money energy is tied to comfort and strategy, organizing your space, selling something you no longer need, planning your January budget, or making a smart purchase that saves you later. In love, you're either building something real or stepping away from what drains you. Your best ritual: clean one corner of your home like you're making room for a new timeline. You are Leo. The last week of 2025 lights you up, but not for attention, for results. Your energy becomes commanding, focused, productive, decisive. You stop waiting for people to get it and start moving like you already know the ending. This is exactly why the beginning of 2026 is generous to you. You're ready to receive without chaos. Money is strong not necessarily through luck alone, but through bold choices, asking for what you're worth, launching something, taking the lead, accepting an offer that scares you a little. Fate's signs show up through praise, invitations, and sudden opportunities. Take the hint, but don't overshare. Silence keeps your power concentrated. In love, you'll crave respect more than romance. If someone can't meet you with maturity, you'll feel it instantly. Choose the partner or friends who celebrate your boundaries, not just your sparkle. Best move before January 4th. Make one decision you've been delaying. The moment you decide, the universe moves with you. Virgo, this week feels like your nervous system exhales. You've been carrying too many micro responsibilities, and now you'll get ruthless in the best way about what matters. The magic of the last week of the year is simple. You see what works, you cut what doesn't, and you stop apologizing for being selective. Signs of fate show up through small details: a repeated phrase, a missed train that saves you from a mess, a delayed answer that reveals the truth. Trust the delays, their protection. Money improves through organization and precision, renegotiating bills, setting a plan, fixing a system, optimizing your workflow. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. In relationships, you're done carrying the emotional labor alone. You'll want equal effort or nothing. That's not cold, that's healthy. Your best ritual: write a not in 2026 list. Not as a complaint, as a boundary. The more clearly you define your standards this week, the more generous 2026 becomes. Libra, this week is a doorway. You step out of trying to be understood and into being chosen. Your aura gets calmer but stronger, and that's why opportunities start to stick to you. The magic of the last week of the year is alignment. You'll feel what's right in your body before you can logically explain it. Trust that. This is not the time to debate your intuition. Fate's signs show up through relationships and timing. Someone reaches out at the exact moment you were ready to let go. You overhear a phrase that answers your question, or a delay saves you from a wrong yes. Remember the secret: don't rush to prove anything to anyone. Choose yourself, your benefit, and silence. Your silence is not distance, it's dignity. Money energy is very strong for you. The beginning of 2026 is generous. Gifts, bonuses, profitable collaborations, smart purchases, and lucky coincidence deals. But your real wealth comes from one decision: stop negotiating your value. In love, you'll be magnetic, but don't confuse attention with intention. Choose the person who is consistent when it's quiet, not only when it's romantic. Scorpio, this is your power week, not because you control others, but because you control yourself. The last week of 2025 brings emotional clarity like a cold, clean river. You'll see who's loyal, who's jealous, who's confused, and who's simply not ready for your depth. And you won't need to fight about it. You'll just decide. Signs of fate arrive through secrets being revealed, accidental messages, sudden truths, and that intense inner knowing you get before a plot twist. You may feel pushed toward a brave move, ending something, committing to something, or protecting your privacy more fiercely. Do it. Your silence this week is sacred. It is where your next level forms. Money is extremely active for you, especially at the start of 2026. Returning debts, surprise profits, strategic opportunities, a new role, or a long-term financial decision that finally makes sense. Don't rush to share your plans, keep them protected until they're real. In love, you're craving honesty. Anything vague will irritate you. Choose clarity. even if it means walking away. Sagittarius. This week makes you feel like the horizon is calling your name. You're restless, but it's not runaway energy. It's upgrade energy. The last week of the year brings new stories, invitations, travel ideas, new people, new angles. Fate signs show up through unexpected doors, a random recommendation, a last-minute plan, an online message that feels too perfectly timed. Your biggest lesson: stop trying to prove you're okay. Stop performing strength. The main secret of these days is to choose yourself and stay quiet about your next move until it's ready. When you protect your plan, it grows faster. Money improves through expansion, applying for something bigger, promoting yourself, starting a project, or saying yes to a new audience. In love, you'll crave freedom and honesty. If someone tries to control you, you'll detach instantly. The best move before January 4th: commit to one direction for January, one skill, one goal, one plan. Your luck in 2026 multiplies when your focus does. Capricorn. This week is your natural territory: structure, decisions, and quiet authority. The end of 2025 gives you the rare gift of emotional discipline, not suppression, but control. You'll feel ready to cut distractions and build your life like a serious project. Fate signs arrive through work themes, leadership moments, and people suddenly respecting you more because you're respecting yourself. Your secret power is restraint. You don't need to argue. You don't need to prove. You'll win by being consistent and calm. Silence becomes your strategy. You keep your next steps private. You move without announcing, and your results speak for you. Money energy is stable and rising. While Taurus or Leo or Libra or Scorpio or Aquarius get the loudest generosity, you get something even better: a clear path to long-term success. Promotions, new responsibilities, contracts, a smart investment in your career, all favored. In love, you'll value reliability. If someone brings chaos, you'll feel it as exhaustion. Choose the partner who feels like peace and progress. Aquarius. This week is electric, and yes, money loves you right now. The last week of 2025 activates your future self. You'll think differently, speak differently, and suddenly crave a cleaner life: fewer pointless chats, fewer obligations, more vision. The magic is in your detachment from people's opinions. That's when your genius becomes visible. Signs of fate come as ideas that repeat, strangers who say exactly what you needed, and sudden invitations into new communities or projects. Your main secret: do not rush to prove anything. Choose yourself, your benefit, and silence. Your next move will be powerful. Don't dilute it by explaining it to people who won't understand anyway. Money can come through technology, networking, creative projects, side income, gifts, or a lucky opportunity that feels random but isn't. The beginning of 2026 is generous to you, but only if you act on the idea quickly, not emotionally, but practically. In love, you want space and truth. If someone respects your independence, you'll surprise yourself with devotion. Pisces, this week feels like spiritual punctuation, a pause that changes the meaning of the sentence. The last week of the year brings quiet clarity. You'll understand what was illusion, what was love, and what was simply you trying to save someone. Fate's signs arrive through dreams, symbols, repeating songs, and sudden emotional clicks. Listen, you're not imagining it. Your magic is in boundaries that protect your softness. The secret of these days is to stop proving you are good, kind, worthy, or loyal. You already are. Choose yourself. Choose silence. Your silence will heal you. And from that healed place, you'll see the right people. Money improves through creativity and intuition, used practically: a project, a commission, a small business idea, a helpful friend, or a decision that stops you from overspending to cope. In love, you'll crave gentleness and safety, and you should. The beginning of 2026 rewards you when you stop romanticizing pain and start choosing peace. This week, December 29th to January 4th, is a bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. Its magic is not fireworks, it's focus. You'll feel more determined, more productive, and quietly stronger, as if the universe hands you a sharper version of yourself. The biggest rule is simple: don't rush to prove anything to anyone. Protect your energy. Choose your benefit. Choose silence. Watch for signs of fate: repeated numbers, unexpected meetings, delays that save you, messages that land at the perfect moment, and themes that keep returning. These are directions. The beginning of 2026 promises generosity for everyone who acts with discipline and self-respect. And especially for Taurus, Leo, Libra, Scorpio, and Aquarius, where money and lucky timing become noticeably louder. Your best ritual for this week: one clean decision, one boundary, one brave step, and then let the new year meet you halfway.